Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Reflecting Divinity. Today I have a pick a card reading for you with messages from the angels. And so we will be seeing what angels are around you at this time, how they are working with you or wanting to work with you, and are supporting you and assisting you at this time. And so there are 3 piles. For pile 1, we have Michael, Enchantment, and you have the Phantom Angel Quartz. Okay. Now pile 2, you have Metatron with Wisdom, and you have a Lemurian quartz crystal. And pile 3, you have Jophiel with meditation, and you have a fluorite wand. Okay. So if you already feel drawn to a pile, you can go ahead and get to your reading. I will read a bit about each angel here so that you can further tap in and receive more messages. Pile 1, Michael, the cosmic leader. Enchantment. Michael asks you to remember the magic of your life by connecting with the path of the enchanted. Is magic missing from your life, or are you aware of a lack of imagination in your creative purpose? Allow the divine joy of the child within you to reconnect with the free flow fun that was once present in your innocence. This is a doorway to the numinous. With this card, the unicorn's magical horn touches your soul with the love of its perspicacity, compelling, eternal, and especially wise about that divine light within you. When it shines, the charisma of your soul magnetizes all people to you. Pile 2, Metatron, the supernal teacher. Wisdom. The Sphinx has always created within us the wonderment of enigma, for within its being lies the wisdom of the centuries, the knowledge of bygone civilizations. Therefore, your choice of this oracle brings to you knowledge of your own divine wisdom. Through eons of time and the quest of many lives, you have wrought such beauty and knowing within your soul. Metatron wishes you to be still, to meditate on your own innate wisdom, and to act with the honor of an angel. And pile 3, Jophiel, the Holy Liberator, meditation. Finding stillness and detachment helps us towards the angelic freedom evoked by meditation. Jophiel provides us with his yellow ray to soar with. All we need to do is quieten our mind, then we may hear the angels sing. So, at dawn and at sunset, practice meditation. Breathe deeply, listen intently through a relaxed state to the divine Om, and then be still to hear the music of the angelic kingdoms. This will bring you your own oracular messages. Please be aware of your solitude, stillness, and silence. So on that note, take your time to see which reading resonates with you. Trust that you will receive the messages meant for you in the perfect timing, and that because these are collective readings, not everything is going to be meant for you. So take what resonates, release the rest. I am excited to see you at your selected reading. Hi, Pile 1. If you chose Michael Enchantment or the Phantom Angel Quartz, this is your reading. So we're going to begin with tarot to see where the angels want to start. All right, so we have the Four of Swords, and this is Raziel. And we have the Chariot, and this is a Metatron card. And you have Uriel as well with the Six of Wands. So Pile 1, the angels are supporting you in your creative endeavors, the endeavors that are close to your heart, that you feel that soul calling, that you are drawn to with your third eye, that light you up because you can feel the magic of these ideas. However you are inspired to share, the angels are supporting you in this, and they are also congratulating you. It feels like you really took your time to connect, to tap into the magic around you, as well as your inner magic and creative power. And you can now sit in the energy and actually receive some of the light that you have put out there into the world. It's like, it's time for you to receive some of that, is what I'm feeling from the angels, especially with the Four of Swords, that you really did put your all into this, or you currently are putting your all into this with the Chariot. And for some of you, it could have taken its toll, right? And like really doing all the work to stay on track with this project, with this idea. But it does seem that you either have come to that point where there's somewhat of a finish line that you've crossed. There's some sense of completion here, or you are fast approaching it. And so Spirit's saying it's okay to take time to rest, like there's going to be that flow of all this energy moving toward something, and then you're going to come back around to the beginning of the cycle, or the end of another cycle, right? That an end is a new beginning. So take what resonates. You'll know what is meant for you depending on your situation. But with Raziel and Metatron coming in here, this is the magical, divine, supernatural, intuitive, psychic energy. They are helping you conduct this energy and unpack it, attune to it, and weave it into your life. And with Uriel here, I feel that there's a call to ground that part of your practice and how that's showing up in your life, to remember to ground it a bit by actually what feels like taking these really profound spiritual mysteries, the knowledge that you unpack. It's like you're receiving these packages of energy, these messages, and it's a knowing. And so Spirit's just reminding you to unpack it when you can. And by unpack it, this means incorporating the parts that you that you can that correlate to the kind of physical world around you and the projects and relationships that are showing up in your life, you can start to incorporate and weave more of that divine energy into those situations. If some of you have wondered if your hard work, your commitment will pay off, or if it is paying off, that the answer from your angels is yes, it is worth it. Yeah. We have Jophiel coming in with purple energy, like Michael. And then we have the energy of self-respect and worthiness. Also kind of a purple magenta quality to that. So if you are questioning whether you are on the right path, that what you felt called to is right, quote unquote, the angels are coming in here and saying yes. And Jophiel is bringing in the energy of your blueprint, right? The destiny. And I love this as well. Destiny, pride, conscious, forgiveness. You are being asked by the angels to take pride in your work, to take pride in your achievements, to actually recognize your achievements, to be conscious of all levels of your work and in your life, from the spiritual all the way to the mundane day-to-day. And I feel like Michael is creating that bubble all around you, a protective bubble for you to move around the world in, to help you to fill up your bubble with all the good that you encounter, that you receive. And it's like helping you to hang on to that and actually start to integrate it into your being, with self-respect and worthiness coming in, self-worth affirmations, independent, motivated. If you have struggled with feeling that worthiness, this is the time to shift this and move in a more positive direction, which is going to support your work, whether it's inner work or outer work. If you're feeling called to it, now is the time. Because with Jophiel and the shadow side, there's that sense of feeling indecisive, ego, lost, judgment. So you're coming up, or you have already come up upon a sense of your destiny, what's in your blueprint, what's the divine plan, the divine calling, purpose. Like there's some sense of that. But there's a part of you maybe that has shied away from stepping into that truth. And if you've experienced that, the angels are saying, hey, like you are innately this creative being that can shift and create, not only create change, but you really have the ability to build and make tangible things, bringing what's perceived by others to be magic or out there, ungrounded. You actually have that ability to make those things that seem out of reach for others, you have a way to make those within reach in a way that other people can interact with them and use them, appreciate them, It's like you're making it accessible for other people. Whatever this idea, or, I mean, it feels like there's a multitude of layers to this. I just heard you're a dreamer, pile 1. And I feel like that often gets dismissed, especially like when we're kids. You know, we have our head in the clouds. That is criticized, and then we kind of internalize that, right? So Spirit's saying it's time to let that go and know that you are on the right track, that you are making those moves, and it is unfolding the way it's meant to. We have abundance, yeah. And we have ask for help from others. And that's interesting too, because you have the self-worth affirmations, independent, motivated. So maybe for some of you, because you've faced the feedback from others that hasn't been helpful or motivating, it could have become internalized for you not to reach out for others. But the angels are saying, we are here for you. Your spirit team is here for you. And there are other people who are open to what it is you are bringing through and manifesting into reality. There are those people who can assist you and actually add their own building blocks. I mean, what it feels like is there's your creation, but other people can add their support. And there are other people who are asking actually for help, and you can get their help by listening to what it is they are needing, what they are asking for. I hope that makes sense, pile 1. But it really seems like there's an abundance of opportunity here. There's an abundance of ways of this coming together. And so Spirit's saying not to limit yourself and not to limit the world. Don't project that kind of negative perspective on your reality. Try to be more neutral and open. Come from that 4 of Swords, because it's not like it was in the past, pile 1. Like I just heard this is a completely different playing field. It's a new playing field. And there's something there that I'm hearing about that playing field. It's more fair. It's a level playing field now. Whereas before it was not in your favor, and that's not on you. But there was something you learned from that. There's a lesson there, but it was never meant to limit you moving forward. You have study and learning. Thank you, angels, for allowing me to see that every day is a learning day. Yeah, so that situation, whatever it was in the past that could have felt like a block or some sort of failure, that was a learning opportunity for what it's worth. I mean, it's something that at the time you may not have realized why that happened the way it did, but I feel like now moving forward, you have opened up your crown, your third eye. You are more wise, and so you have a different perspective now. And I am feeling that some of you maybe are going to have the memory of this situation come up, like that it hadn't been in your awareness consciously, but you're going to remember it And you're going to now have a different perspective of it. But it was like it was maybe in your subconscious and subconsciously influencing you potentially. It kind of created a belief that was more limiting. Or it was just a neutral belief, but now there's actually going to be some golden nuggets there. So however that makes sense for you. And we have honor your beauty, Archangel Jophiel. Thank you, Jophiel, for helping me discover my inner and outer beauty. Yeah, again, this connects with the self-respect and worthiness. So potentially you are being called to practice affirmations, to practice the type of affirmations where you are looking into your eyes in the mirror. And that can be a big hurdle to do that type of work. It can be that there's a part of you that resists that. But Spirit is saying these are the small steps you can take. And Jophiel is there to help you, like where I was feeling in the mundane, the day-to-day stuff. And you're actually bringing in some of that higher spiritual understanding into the physical, real life, day-to-day. She is actually helping you with that. I feel kind of like helping you find those small ways that you can make something mundane into a divine spiritual practice. And in particular, this can be like how you present yourself in the world. And this is like the perfect way because we all get dressed, right? We all put on clothes. We make our hair look a certain way, whatever it is. Jophiel is supporting you and finding ways to make that just a little bit more spiritual, a little bit more magical. And that's where it starts. And it starts to shift your whole energy and your experience then going out into the world. And I feel like that will create so much more momentum for you, Pile 1. It's like the magic starts to accumulate and snowball and really take off. And that's like where that abundance energy is coming in. You're taking these kind of metaphysical, higher studies and learnings, but making them accessible. I feel like that's one of the things that keeps coming through, is you're taking things that you can understand at that higher level, and that's not to be like hierarchical or like one's better or worse. It's like more of a claircognizant, like you just know things, but other people, they may not have that ability developed to just kind of get those spiritual intuitive knowings or these higher knowings. And even some of this could even be beyond just intuition and the spiritual side of things. Maybe you're like a brilliant mathematician, or you are a scientist, a physicist, and you have this ability to understand the information and the data. And you also have the ability to make that accessible to other people who aren't going to be able to access that kind of higher state of that, that knowledge. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But that's the kind of nuance there, is you have a way to bring this in. So maybe some of you are going to be creating something to put out into the world to share with the world, possibly with the help of other people, to create something that will help people in light people up, and you are either being recognized for this or you will be recognized for this, pile 1. So let's see. We have as your final message, we have sensuality 36. The frequency of sensuality reminds us that as spirits in human bodies, we are sensual beings experiencing joy and pleasure from the physical world through our senses. And, you know, with Jophiel here in this card and the hands crossed over the heart, also in this card, the hands crossed over the heart, that's sensual. It's self-love, right? It's like caressing yourself, turning the compassion toward yourself, and in a very physical way, right? For some of you, this could be something that you aren't yet comfortable with, or it's not been a part of your practice, but that's where I was feeling that you're meant to not just be up in the clouds, right? Like, yes, do that, absolutely, but ground it into your reality, your body, right? Because that is also divine. So your affirmation is, I am sensual. Sensuality is the expression of pleasure involving our senses. There is an undeniable flavor of sexuality associated with sensuality, but at its origin, it refers to any experience of pleasure involving the senses. Sensuality can certainly lead to sexuality or be a part of it, but sensuality by itself is not the same as sex. In relationship, sensuality often incorporates an aspect of romance, while sexuality tends to focus on the sex. As spiritual beings in physical bodies, we get most of our feedback on reality through our powerful sensory organs, which provide this feedback. Our first attraction to another person is often based on what we see, hear, feel, taste, and smell. Sensuality, therefore, is an essential aspect of being human, and it deserves our attention and appreciation at the least. Sensuality is a sensation that emerges when our senses engage with our heart in a flowing dance that reaches the soul. If sensuality would have a sound, it might be delivered with eyes half closed, a soft smile, and a gentle moving of the body. Touch activates oxytocin, the hormone of bonding, also known as the love hormone. We first experience this as a baby through the touch of our mother. Later in life, we experience this through the touch of a lover. Insufficient production of this hormone, due to insufficient touch, may affect our social behavior, emotions, appetite, sleep, mood, and libido. Although we know for a fact that touch promotes our health and well-being, our happiness, and our joy, there is still a lot of controversy around the topic of touch, sexuality, and sensuality. Unfortunately, sensuality is often put in the same box as sexuality, imposing all kinds of rules on which kinds of touch are acceptable and which are not. Sadly, we have almost completely lost the understanding of what true sensuality is and how it is essential to our whole being, to our well-being. We need to fill our senses to feel fulfilled and whole. And for many, but not all, this involves touch. Yeah, that tactile, tangible quality, that ability to turn, self-love on yourself, to caress yourself, give yourself a hug, to touch your heart, to open your heart, to put yourself in your body. If you have a tendency to dissociate or leave your body, where that is an amazing practice, if you are able to leave your body and access higher realms, wow. But like, also come back to your body and give it as much love, because there could be, again, that past stuff that has kind of blocked you from being able to feel that for yourself. But that's going to make a huge difference in you moving forward and being the light that you are meant to be, pile 1. So I hope this reading was helpful for you. If you want to see more from me, then please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to work with me, you can find my links down below. I have an Etsy shop, and I also do some one-on-one virtual sessions, so you can check that out. I wish you all the best. I give you my love. Until next time. Bye, Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose Metatron and Wisdom, along with the Lemurian Quartz, this is your reading. So we're going to begin with Tarot to see where the angels want to start. So we have the Two of Cups. We have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Five of Pentacles. The Two of Cups, you have Raphael coming in for you, and you have Shamuel with the Ace of Swords, and you have Sandalphon with the Five of Pentacles. And the first feeling coming through is that you have been, it feels like, going through hard times, and potentially within a relationship, within either a romantic partnership, potentially some other kind of partnership, but there's been some rocky times financially, or as far as access to physical, material resources. I do get a sense of maybe feeling quite alone, and like things piling up in your day-to-day life, in your physical reality, that I keep getting an impression of surprise and some shock. And I feel strongly that Raphael is there to help you keep your relationships strong, to keep the healthy, positive relationships strong in these times where things feel difficult, where things are more of a struggle, where there can be tension. And ultimately, with Metatron initiating this message of tapping into your own wisdom, I feel that in the One of Swords and the Ace of Swords, that yes, there may be obstacles, there may be some challenge right now, but that you are overcoming these, you are meant to overcome these, to work through these challenging times, and that it is a season. So if this is in a relationship, there's a message here about like not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, to remember that there is always a shifting to the seasons. And so if you have been going through a rough time, to remember to have faith in spirit as well as yourself, your own resilience, that you have access to more internal resources, including your wisdom, your intuition, your skills, your knowledge. And this relationship with the Two of Cups feels like it has the right foundation. I keep seeing the house behind this couple and how important the foundation is to a house. That even when other issues pop up, if you have the foundation of the house, the internal structure that holds everything together, if that is strong, then you can weather the storms, the things that pop up. And maybe some of you have literally been going through a financial issue with your house, with, money being spent toward these really inconvenient, potentially destructive happenings. But that almost feels like, sometimes we have a tendency to blame ourselves, to try to find some sort of reason or fault, to place blame, that there has to be a reason that bad things happen. But in this instance, it feels like there's a lot of just random, chaotic stuff that happens. And again, it's seasonal. Maybe not like literally, but maybe literally, with seasons and weather and climate and things like that. Like, there are things that happen. But I do feel like your angels are coming in and saying it will pass, and you have such inner strength and really an inner brilliance to see things how they really are, not clouded by negative thoughts, and also not being overly optimistic as well, because what it feels like happens is there's an expectation sometimes for things to go smoothly and you've been doing everything right, and then something goes wrong and instantly there's a shift into the negative, like I must have messed up. And Spirit's saying that's not fair to yourself, to your situation. We have Jophiel, compassion, self-care, simplification, beauty. And in the Metatron message as well, there was a recognition of your beauty as well. Reality check, assessment, exploration, honesty, determination. Jophiel has shown up in all the readings. So her energy is very much coming in to support you in treating yourself, treating your relationships with compassion. Ultimately, it comes back to self-care, self-love, so that you can hold that within your relationships with others. Reality check is really reminding you to be objective in seeing your reality, seeing it for what it is, that if you have expected your life to only be bad or only be good, that there's a lot more nuance and gray area here within your relationships, within your life, your finances. There's more to be uncovered, is what it feels like. Your angels are helping you to see beyond like binary concepts, and have you honestly assessed yourself, your state, your being right now. Because there's something here about you have been so wrapped up in the the problems, the issues, other people's issues, situations outside of your control, but you've forgotten you. And Spirit saying, step back and wield your sword. That you've got this. Tap into that. And with Jophiel, if you have been struggling with that blame, self-blame, or blaming others, or blaming the world for the crap that you've been through, for that chaos, Spirit's saying to, appearing like, shake it off. You know, dust off yourself of all that accumulated burden. Well, it feels like dust that is just clouding your perception. And to come back to a place of having compassion and objectivity. You have ask your angels, and you have meditation brings answers, which is also interesting because with the Metatron wisdom card, you are also reminded to meditate, to tap in, to not forget your ability to connect. So your angels are like, we're here to help you. We're here to help you shift some of this perspective, as well as help you to remove obstacles, to help you navigate these challenging situations. And I feel like with meditation, it will help you get into that space of the Ace of Swords. And Shamuel, for me, embodying powerful self-love. It's a self-love that is so clear and so anchored, it can't be broken. Is what's coming through, is like what's needed. A concept, a self-concept that is unbreakable, that cannot be tarnished by the ups and downs of life, that is solid for you to fall back on. And the way to access this, if you feel that it's not accessible, like the sword and the stone, like it feels stuck, your angels are here reminding you that they're here to help you. And really the way to get to this cleared out divine wisdom within is through meditation. It's sitting quietly and asking for your angels to show up, just with intention for what it is that you want to clear out in your life. Pile 2. You have inner power, the Divine Father. Divine Father, thank you for co-creating my world with me. The strong, masculine, fatherly energy is something that makes sense with the Ace of Swords coming into that foundational state. You have to take a step back. Thank you, angels, for helping me to step back from what's not serving me. We all have a balance of divine masculine, divine feminine, and it's always balancing, but it doesn't mean we are exactly half and half. It's flowing, it's balancing, and depending on our situation, we can tap into that. We can shift internally, energetically, to what will benefit us in these moments. And so I do feel that there is a benefit to getting a sense of that balance within you. And that will help you get clear on that self-concept, to approach it in a non-judgmental way as well. And this is where that exploration, that reality check is coming in. It's like you having the place to objectively assess where you have been kind, where you have been unkind, where you have been tuned in and where you haven't been tuned in, where you've been more disconnected, where you've been working hard and where you've been letting things slide. I feel like this is just a reminder to come back in to your truth. And your angels are here to help you do this and to help you make shifts and changes if your reality isn't aligned with what you desire. And that's where the stepping back comes in. That there could be dynamics and situations that you have been wrapped up in that aren't where you want them to be, where they are not helping you anymore, they're not going the way you had hoped, whatever it is. So there's the ability to reassess and I almost feel like strategize and figure out how to move forward in a different way within the same situation. Or you'll realize when you take a step back, coming from that objective place, you'll realize if you can let it go, or if you can let go of the expectations that you had going into that. You know, there's a lot of factors here, pile 2, but you have this within you. Again, you have inner power. You have your inner wisdom. It really is at your fingertips. It's right there on the kind of other side. Close your eyes and ask for that connection, and it feels like it's right there ready for you. It's, are you ready for it, right? We have 37, soul. The energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God or the divine. Soul. Okay, so I'm going to read from the book. This is your final message. Your affirmation is, I am soul. Like love, the soul has always fascinated humankind. Some describe it as the spiritual essence of the human, which is beyond the physical part. Others refer to it as the divine in us, a little piece of God within. While we are mortal as physical beings, the soul is considered eternal. Some believe that death is merely a transition in which the body dies and the soul separates from its physical vessel to later return in a new body. Although the belief in reincarnation is mainly found in Eastern religions, the belief in a soul is pretty much universal. As much as we know and feel beyond any doubt that there is such a thing as the soul, we really have no way of determining what it is, let alone proving that it exists. The soul seems to be a part of us, yet we don't know exactly what it is or where it is. Is it inside of us or is it outside? Unlike the three-dimensional physical parts of our body, the soul seems to be multidimensional, everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Despite all we do not know about the soul, most of us have an intrinsic or intuitive sense of it. The word soul evokes thoughts of something ancient, something deep and mysterious, something that is us yet larger than our human self. We are born as a living soul. We do not obtain our soul from our parents. Our soul is a part of us that always is and always will be. When we speak of old souls, we usually refer to people who have maturity and wisdom beyond their years. Many believe that the soul carries the experiences of all lifetimes lived. This would explain why some seem to be born more mature and wiser than others. They simply have been here many times before, living, loving, and learning throughout multiple lives. The most common context in which soul and relationship are put together is in the concept of soulmates. As a soul on a continuing journey on Earth, we can have many lifetimes in a physical body. Throughout these lifetimes, we form many connections and relationships with others, thus adding to our experience, wisdom, and maturity. A soulmate is often someone we have spent even many lifetimes with. This can explain the deep sense of familiarity and recognition we generally feel toward a soulmate. Some believe that we can have many soulmates. Others believe that we only have one, especially in reference to romantic relationships. We often seek to find our soulmate, as we believe this to be our one true love. We are living longer than humans ever have, so most of us will have several significant relationships at different stages in our lives. In addition, our expanding consciousness is rapidly increasing our understanding of the multidimensional essence of the human being and the soul. A multitude of soulmates, either romantic or otherwise, seems not only desirable, but logical in the evolutionary journey of a soul in a human body. All right, pile 2. So there is that reminder to remember that beyond the day-to-day life that you are living, you are an old soul, that you are much more than the current human form, living the human life, that is still important, but that access to your higher self, to the soul part of you that is connected and aware, that has the knowledge and experiences, and that you can access these. And especially if this is about a relationship, a partnership that is needing your attention right now, to come from that place of soul, at the soul level. Ask what's going on with this relationship, as we are two souls coming together. And so there could be past life influence, old fears and dynamics. And so maybe those are asking to be cleared out if they're not serving you. But this is something you can access yourself by going into meditation and asking your angels for guidance, and where you may have blocks and old stuff that just isn't relevant for you in this lifetime. But I do feel you're like right on the cusp of a breakthrough, pile 2, and that I feel like in some way you're kind of making a choice. Are you gonna lose faith in your situation and allow that to consume you? Or are you going to commit and trust and hope and work through the challenges? Your angels are here supporting you in this time. And really, I feel like you know how strong you really are, how wise you really are. This is a reminder. I hope this reading was helpful for you. Reading 2. I appreciate you being here. If you'd like to see more from me, then please subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to work with me, I have an Etsy shop, and I also do one-on-one virtual sessions. You can check those out in the description box below. I wish you all the best. I give you my love. Until next time, bye reading 2. Hi Pile 3, if you chose Jophiel Meditation and the Rainbow Fluorite, this is your reading. So we will start with tarot to see where the angels want to begin. All right, so we have the Empress, and that's Archangel Gabriel. You have the Knight of Pentacles, and you have the Six of Cups with Archangel Zadkiel. First thing, for some of you, I feel like you could be having a child with the Empress there. There could be a pregnancy and you are making all sorts of plans, and I do feel there is a message here about relaxing a bit, that even if this is not necessarily a child and it's not a literal pregnancy, there could be a project that you have been nurturing and really giving it your all your love and care, and you have this energy of paying attention to all the details, taking it one step at a time, being very careful with what you've been working toward. But I do feel there's a message here about not forgetting the fun of it, that there could be a tendency to get so caught up in the minutia, the details, the stress that comes with that, and keeping it all in order, that there's a forgetting that you were inspired by this because of the joy, the fun that it brings to you, that lights up the inner child within. There is this balance between getting it done, doing it the efficient way, but also finding the joy in it and allowing yourself to make memories from this endeavor. And I keep getting drawn to, in the Six of Cups, there's like this dog in the background, but I feel like it's really intently staring, like it's going to like pounce and knock over the cups or something. It's almost like you could get distracted by the potential things that could go wrong, you know, instead of noticing this like touching moment between the kids and the flowers and this lovely setting. There's like this dog that looks like it's gonna take off and maybe create some chaos, some havoc, and I feel like there could be a tendency like that attention to go toward the potential like bad things that could happen instead of seeing everything in a kind of a balanced way. I also am getting a sense in looking at the Knight of Pentacles here that there could be some fear around what will happen, that you feel like you can't plan or expect everything, that there could be surprises that come out of nowhere. And there's like a sense of waiting for, oh gosh, what could go wrong? So your angels are coming in to reassure you that they are standing behind this situation, and that all you need to do is ask for their assistance and their support to help shift the energy, and that everything that is meant for you, you will receive, and that your angels are supporting that. Like, they want to assure you and comfort you really in this time, because it feels like you are feeling somewhat vulnerable, and that this is such a big time. I mean, having the Empress here, this is a important moment in your life right now. Reading 3. Yeah, you have abundance. 13. Faith, optimism, excitement, breakthrough. Yeah, having more of that optimistic perspective rather than imagining all the things that could go wrong. That it doesn't have to be perfect for it to be a good outcome. I feel like that's important to say, that your angels are reminding you that of course there's going to be times where there is that, challenge or obstacle that is there, and it's like you can't control every little thing, but all the good outweighs the bad, or even especially the potential bad. You have Raphael with the green energy, love, travel, humor, vitality. Yeah, there's so much love and really fulfilling relationships and moments really that are coming up. And I feel this involves children, or someone from your past, or like past situation coming around again. And you will be seeing this in a new way and overcoming past limitations. You're a different person now. I also am getting a message that if you are having a child, or you have a child, you could be concerned about setting up your child for the best life possible. And Spirit, your angels are reassuring you that you are enough, that you are taking the right steps to ensure that you are the best parent that you can be. And that, again, you don't have to be perfect. Like, there's going to be challenging times. There's going to be that rogue dog that like crashes the party and knocks over the dishes. And that's going to happen to everybody at some point. But it's not, again, that's a metaphor. We all mess up at times in our relationships with other people, but it's about recognizing, when we mess up and forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, coming back to a place of love and nurturing and connection. And I feel like it's important to say for you, pile 3. The situation will improve. Again, you're never stuck in the bad. And so to not let the difficult points cloud the good that's coming out of this. And there is success here. So whatever this is, this project, this connection, this relationship, this pregnancy of whatever sort, there's success here. That you are moving in a new and better direction. It feels more aligned. It's healing. It's fulfilling. I just keep feeling the word fulfilling coming up. Like it's filling you with that vitality, with that love. Let's see. We have transformation. Archangel Zadkiel. Thank you, Zadkiel, for supporting me to transform from my past challenges. Yeah, so if there's something in the past that has been really like what feels like tainting the perception that you have of this current situation, endeavor, Zadkiel is here to help you shift that and realize that the past really, I mean, it's like a reevaluation of the past and seeing it for its truth, how it really was. And you're going to recognize that while there may have been a part of it that was out of place or it didn't like match, it was I don't know why the dog in this situation is embodying that for me, but it just feels so awkwardly placed right there. And it's just staring so intently, but it's just a way, like symbolically, that you will see your past in a new way, in a more positive way too. You're going to see more of the good from that, and that's also part of your future. We have Shine Your Light, Archangel Uriel. Thank you, Uriel, for helping me to share my light with the world. Yes, I mean, what a better way to think about your situation. You're turning the darkness into light that can light the way for others, that is abundant, that's healing and calming. That you are this creative, loving, nurturing being, and you are beyond the past mistakes and things like that. Again, I just feel like forgive yourself, forgive those parts of your past that weren't as you had hoped, that caused challenge and difficulty, but you can really alchemize it and use that energy in a more positive way moving forward, in a way to honor the good of your past and set up your children, your legacy, whatever it is, whatever you've created, you're like setting it up for success. You're setting them up for success. And Jophiel has come through in some way in every reading, and I feel it has been an integral part of this. So she or he, however you connect, is coming in to embody that compassion for yourself and others. I feel it very much connected with the energy of the Empress, that nurturing, and the way you can remember to bring that in every day is through meditation and tapping in. So you are being called to incorporate less of the striving and figuring out and that very like analytical kind of, more toward like worrying and trying to get things done. Try to release that and replace the time that you were spending on this aspect, replace it with more stillness and quiet and calm, connection, love, moments with the important people in your life. It's time for that energy to come in and to recognize that it's okay if it takes time. Like, let it take a little more time. It's all right. Let it unfold, and the map will really reveal itself. It's like you don't have to worry about creating it every point. It will begin to unfold. And I feel like Jophiel especially represents that here and is supporting you in that, in the unfolding of your blueprint, right? And Uriel to help you recognize your divine spark, your divine inner light, and your ability to bring that into the world. Let's see, we have 11, awareness. The energy of awareness supports our capacity to focus our attention on all aspects of a multi-dimensional world so that we create a reality that we truly choose. And I will read from the book as your final message. So your affirmation is, I am aware. Awareness is a knowledge or understanding that something exists or is happening. It is the ability to perceive or feel. Awareness and consciousness are two concepts that are closely linked and often used interchangeably. Awareness has to do with focused attention and energy. The more completely we direct our energy, the more powerful our manifestations. In the new energy, we are increasingly capable of expanding our awareness to include many multidimensional layers of reality. You could say that we are being called to be multi-aware. The subtle realms and layers of existence are opening up to us, and we are growing into our ability to focus our full attention in different places and layers of reality at the same time. What is at the foreground of our mind and what is in the back of our mind are merging into each other, with neither taking away from the attention span that is needed for us to function fully in our daily lives. Many of these layers are accessible only through our consciousness. Just like we can only experience the three-dimensional world through our senses, we experience the quantum world through our consciousness. This quantum world is the invisible field of energy that is all around us and of which we are a part. This field responds to our thoughts and emotions and contains unlimited possibility to guide our potential into form, thus creating our reality. Our awareness of a relationship's different interactions, both interpersonal and personal, and the way we respond to and flow with these interactions largely determines how harmonious the relationship is. Awareness also supports compassion. The more aware we are, the more loving we can be toward ourselves and others. Our understanding and insight into the motivation of another's response and actions, combined with our understanding of our own nature and contribution to a situation, and even our role in the larger picture as a whole, is the foundation for our capacity to feel empathy, love, and compassion. Yeah, pile 3, it's all coming back down to this awareness that you can access in meditation with the help of your angels. This awareness of how your focus, your attention is influencing your reality and how things are unfolding. And so even that shift, right, mentally, in your awareness, being aware of things from the past, how they could be influencing you, if they are ready to be transformed, allowing them to be revealed and noticed, right? Brought up into the conscious awareness and transformed, transmuted. And so you're really shifting how you perceive your reality past, as well as the potential in the future. It really opens everything up and allows in that abundance of energy, right? With all that potentiality, when you open your mind and you're in that place of anything is possible, that's where you shine, reading 3. And you have this really, like, innately, you have this ability to create the life that you want with that Empress energy. You have that creation ability, the ability to birth something, to really make it manifest. So this is very exciting, and your angels are right there with you and helping you bring this through. So I hope this reading was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, then please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. If you're interested, I do have an Etsy shop, and I also do one-on-one virtual sessions. If you would like to work with me in that way, the information is in the description box below. I wish you all the best. I give you my love. Until next time, bye, Pile 3.